Hello and welcome to this little bonusy bonus. So I'm actually recording this on the 1st of July. I'm kind of partly doing it now to keep me honest. I have had, call it what you want, an intuitive message, a download, a sense, a something that is calling me to do a great experiment throughout the month of August. And I want to share this with you. In case you want to follow along. Also, just in case you wonder where I go. So, I think it was either Thursday night or Friday night last week, and I just got this really strong sense of you need a month away from social media and podcasts in August. Okay. So, I'm going with it. And the thing that I find super interesting is I get lots and lots of messages about how it's absolutely essential in my business to be visible, to show up, to be in people's feeds, to be where you're thinking of me. So that if you want to work with me, if you're thinking about reaching out, then I'm never far from the forefront of your mind. And I completely buy into and agree that, right? We're not going to think of people that we never see or never hear about. And what I also know to be true is that there is an awful lot of power in the pause. And it's when we step back, it's when we do things differently that we suddenly realize maybe the things that we think are completely essential are less essential. Like, I don't know what Louise, who doesn't do social media, looks and feels like in this business because social media has been the foundation of my business since I started it in 2019. Right. So, on the one hand, it's terrifying to say, oh, I'm going to have a month away because it's not like, oh, I'm just going to have a month off Facebook or I'm just going to have a month off LinkedIn. I'm going to try and go cold turkey across all of the social media platforms that I have and also not produce a podcast episode. Now, again, right, it's interesting because this decision isn't led from, oh, I hate showing up on social media, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm burnt out, because I enjoy my social media. I don't feel tired, I don't feel burnt out because I look after myself and I manage my energy. And yet sometimes we get these messages and they're so easy to ignore or dismiss. And so I am calling August for myself the great experiment, right? What am I going to learn about myself? So I think I'm going to learn an awful lot about myself. What am I going to learn about myself that I can't learn and don't learn when I spend time each day on social media? What can I learn about myself that I'm not going to learn when I see what happens in my business without doing all of this stuff? Right. So it's a great experiment. And my invitation to you is to think about, well, what's the stuff that you feel called to do or not do that you don't do because you're worried about the consequences? Now, realistically, nothing is going to go to shit in a month unless you decide you're not going to drink or eat, right? That's probably not a great decision, but nothing's going to go to shit in a month. And so for me, this is about being curious, exploring, opening myself up, seeing what comes in. And maybe for you, you can think about, okay, well, where is it that I'm being led? What is it that might feel good for me that I'm not necessarily doing? And what I would love to also say is I'm not going anywhere in August. Actually, I am. I'm having a week away in Manchester because my little sister's having her second child soon. And so I'm going to go and spend a few days up there. But when I'm up there, I'm meeting people in person, right? So if you are in the Manchester area and would like to meet me in real life, the week commencing the 19th of August, reach out, say hi, we will set something up. If you are not in the Manchester area, but you live near where I live normally, which is Cotswolds, Worcestershire, um, reach out, let's meet up. And if you would like to have more of a personal connection with me, you'd like to have a Zoom chat, you'd like to meet up, you'd like to have a conversation, then come and speak to me. Like, this isn't me hiding away for a month because I don't want to engage with the world. This is me experimenting and seeing, well, what happens and how does my business feel if I take away social media? So come say hi, come speak to me, Go listen back to past episodes of the podcast. Notice how it feels if you're normally used to seeing me in the feed and I'm not there. Any clients listening to this, client stuff carries on as normal. There will be weekly resets every Monday in the Facebook group. There will be about time calls. There will be your way calls. I am totally here for you. And I'm doing this experiment, right? Because if I have the lived experience of what happens for this month, and I can help guide you through more of this lived experience, rather than maybe having a thing of like, well, you could try and see what happens if you don't do this for a month and maybe or whatever, but I'm never going to know. I'm never going to know. And what I do know is the times when I've gone on retreats and I've handed in my phone for a few days. They're the times when more people reach out. They're the times when I get better ideas. They're the times where I'm more creative. And they are the times when, most importantly, I discover more about myself, who I am, and moving through the patterns. So I will update you at the start of September when this whole thing will resume. If you want to get in touch with me, don't send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Drop me an email. My email address is louise@louiselewiscoaching.co.uk. That's louise@louiselewiscoaching.co.uk. If you are lucky enough to have my mobile number, you can contact me there. If you are not, don't ask for it. You are not having it. And yes, I wish you all a fantastic, fantastic August. I look forward to meeting and speaking to some of you in a much more personal way than we do currently. And I will see you on the other side. Bye.